it's Jessica and welcome to another reaction video. Today we're going to be taking a look at another death battle, and it is between Sephiroth and Vergil. These two, I would say, are an interesting pairing. So if it wasn't obvious already, and if you haven't seen my past reaction videos to Death Battle, I'm a fan of Vergil. I really do like Vergil. I feel like his character is very, very interesting, especially within the Devil May Cry series, particularly in Devil May Cry 5, because I feel like he had the most character development in that game. And then on the flip side, Sephiroth. I have been in love with Sephiroth since I was a little child. I mean, you can see over here I have a statue of Sephiroth behind me, so he's amazing. I love him, and I feel like he's a little bit misunderstood. Maybe it's because he's looking for his mother all the time. I am excited about this battle just because you know how powerful Vergil is already, and you look at Sephiroth, who basically he's basically the end of the world. I mean, like, if you know the backstory of Sephiroth, Jenova, and everything like that, I can't wait to see what their analysis is going to be on this. Now, if you guys missed out on my previous reaction video to the death battle of Dante versus Bayonetta, I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out. Also, if you're interested in seeing more reaction videos from me, you can check out my reaction channel, which is called The Girl in Reaction. I do commentary on movies, TV shows, and other random videos that are not like gaming related, so if you're interested in that, go check it out. And as always, I have to plug this in here. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, because it does help support the channel and it lets me know you want more videos like this. I have to reiterate this because some people didn't realize this in the last video. I cannot put the whole thing of death battle in this video because this is a reaction video. Don't want to get copyright. So please, please, please check out the original creator, ScrewAttack. It's over on their channel. I'll link it down below. Please watch the full thing because they actually do an analysis of each character and like their weapons and everything like that. Mainly for me, I already know everything because I know these characters, but it's for people who don't know them. So if you want to go look at that, please go look at that before watching this video. Alright, so the first contender we have here is Sephiroth. He is from Final Fantasy VII, and he's the main antagonist. Well, I wouldn't say the main antagonist. He is the antagonist of the game. I'll get to that in a second. But basically, Sephiroth has been being created in a lab. He's an experiment from the Shinra Corporation, which is the mega corporation in the world of Final Fantasy VII. They unfortunately found an alien species who they believe would bring them to the Promised Land. And since they couldn't figure out how to bring Jenova back to life, which is the thing they found, the alien species that they found, they decided to take its DNA and put it with a human and to create another being to hopefully to have this being help them find the Promised Land. Unfortunately to them, that being was Sephiroth. So, Sephiroth is 6'1". We love a tall man around here. He's about 165 pounds. He's about 27 years old. You know, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I knew he wasn't that old considering like he was actually like born into this world, but for some reason I always thought Sephiroth was older, and maybe it's because just the way that he looks, and he's technically an alien. His nickname is the One-Wing Angel, which we'll get into a little bit later. He is a first-class soldier, which is the same thing as Cloud, without any spoilers. And another character. He is considered the hero of the Wu-Tai War. Alright, so moving on to Sephiroth's sword, which is the most famous sword. I think anyone can recognize it. Matsusume, which is about 7 feet 2 inches or 218 centimeters. He's basically carrying a person around with him. Aside from his sword, he's got gold armlets, boot defense, a tough ring, boost vitality and spirit, and materia, which is the magic casting abilities in Final Fantasy VII. And you would see materia placed in Cloud's sword, his Buster sword. You can see the little like orbs that are in there. That's the materia. Anyway, he has fire, ice, earth, revive, lightning, and restore. So he's got an arsenal of different kinds of magic with him, and I wouldn't want to mess with that considering it's Sephiroth. The thing about Sephiroth was he was used in the Wu-Tai War by Shinra. So aside from the whole like Promised Land thingy, he was pretty much the model of what a soldier was to be like. And a lot of people in the Final Fantasy universe, before what Sephiroth did, you know, all the bad stuff he did, people looked up to him and wanted to be like him, to be a soldier and everything like that. So, unfortunately for Sephiroth, he did discover that he was actually a science experiment, and the whole point of Jenova and the reason why he was created. And to put it short, he went insane. Kind of don't blame him. He wreaked havoc after this. And after his rage, he destroyed a village. Qsued was the one who stepped in and stopped him, stabbed him, and then he fell down and he landed into the live stream, which is this thing that is on the screen, and you see it a lot in Final Fantasy VII. Once Sephiroth entered the live stream, this is where he becomes the terrifying villain that we all know as from Final Fantasy VII. Since he's made of Jenova cells, made himself into a god, I would like to say, because of the use of the live stream. I feel like Sephiroth, in his rage and the fact that, you know, he is in a sense a twisted being because he is part Jenova cells, alien, so he kind of just took that and ran with it. Kind of don't blame him, you know. I would kind of be mad too if I found out, hey, I'm a science experiment. But he used the live stream to rebuild his body and become this terrifying being that chases around Qsued throughout the game of Final Fantasy VII, and beyond that actually, because if you look at Advent Children, he's there as well. So after Sephiroth became a god, he has superhuman prowess, telekinesis, illusion casting, ultimate magic pool. His techniques include Octoslash, Energy Blade projectiles, Heaven's Light, Shadow Flare, Heartless Angel, and the most infamous one, Supernova. He also takes into different forms, Bizarro Sephiroth, Safer Sephiroth. In my opinion, the name One Wing Angel, it kind of comes into play when you get into the Final Fantasy VII movie, Advent Children. I'm trying to summarize it for people who have never played this game. I feel like another form of him is the One Wing Angel, which kind of ties into the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So if you haven't seen my theory video for Final Fantasy VII, the remake stuff, please check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. I'm not the only one who's had this theory, by the way. I don't claim it to be mine or anything. It was just my take on it. So if you want to go ahead and watch it, go ahead and watch it. In conclusion here, Sephiroth's ideal plan, aside from, you know, having all the powers and whatever, he wanted to stop Earth from taking the live stream, and the live stream was kind of like the blood of the earth. Sephiroth's idea is, they can't have it, so I'm gonna take it for myself, and he decides to summon a meteor to destroy the entire earth so that all the live stream powers will go to Sephiroth instead. Here are some facts about Sephiroth that they have. He is the hero of the Wutai War. He sliced through Mako cannons, tanked Genesis's fireball, nearly destroyed the planet, survived the Buster Sword impalement, which is true, blocked about 600 tons strike, defeated Zack, Genesis, NGL, Tifa, you know, basically everybody. Got killed, and then he got revived because he decided to take the live stream for himself. A lot of people see Sephiroth as the villain mainly, and when you get into his story, you can't help but feel bad for the guy. Like, I feel terrible for him, and maybe that's why I like him so much. I have things for villains with tragic backstories, and maybe that's why I like him a lot. It's just, I feel terrible for him because he's been through a lot. I did forget to mention something, which they mentioned in the video. Sephiroth is able to take over different bodies and kind of, in a sense, possess them. I wouldn't say that far, but he can take different forms. And a lot of what his forms are based on, like, religious beings in real life, which doesn't surprise me. It shouldn't surprise a lot of people, but a lot of Final Fantasy games are religious. They have a lot of religious undertones in them. I think out of all the Final Fantasy games, in my opinion, Final Fantasy X had religious themes the most, because like it was integrated in the story and they were really out there with it, so I feel like that is it as well. Alright, moving on to the second contender of this fight. It is Vergil from Devil May Cry. Despite the fact that Dante is my favorite of the brothers, I really love Vergil, I gotta say. And like I said earlier, I really wish there was a rematch for this fight, because this video is a lot older. This takes place during the release of Advent Children, at least up to date, the release of Advent Children for Final Fantasy VII, and then Devil May Cry 4 for Devil May Cry. And I feel like there would be more into this fight if they added Devil May Cry 5 and now the remake of Final Fantasy VII. But regardless of that, Vergil was honestly such a mystery character in the series, I'd like to say. Because all we ever see of him is just like bits and pieces of him, which is why I really want like a rematch of this, because there's a lot of character development for Vergil in Devil May Cry 5. Anyway, speaking of the two, Vergil is the eldest twin brother of the two. He is the son of Sparta. He's half human, half demon, and he's very scary in my opinion. Between Dante and Vergil, Vergil's very serious and he loves that he is a demon. but he tries to reject his human side a lot. Total opposite of Dante, because Dante wants to reject his demon side and accept his human side more. Vergil is a lot more intense than Dante is. So he's 6'4", and interesting, he's taller than Sephiroth. I didn't think that. I always thought Sephiroth was taller than him. He's about 182 pounds. He is the son of Sparta, or one of the sons of Sparta. He's half human, half demon, master of light jutsu. He became Neo Angelo in the first Devil May Cry game. And also I want to add another thing. He's the father of Nero in Devil May Cry. Maybe that's a spoiler, but he is a dad. Looking at what they said, Vergil has superhuman strength. He's got speed. He can heal himself. He can get stabbed multiple times, just like his brother. But saying all of these things, that sounds very similar. Sounds exactly like Sephiroth, because Sephiroth can do all of those things as well. I mean, I know he got stabbed by Cloud, but he still survived it, you know what I mean? Here is Vergil's arsenal. He's got the Yamato, which cuts through dimensions, and it does do that. That is actually the sword that his father used to seal off hell to earth and everything like that, and Vergil has used it a couple of times, actually not a couple times, a lot of times in Devil May Cry 5. However, since this video is when Devil May Cry 4 came out, it wasn't really shown a lot, and this is why I had a complaint in the last death battle, because I'm like, it's not really Dante's weapon, this is Vergil's. His father left the Yamato to Vergil, and he left the rebellion to Dante himself, which I find really interesting why he decided to do both of those like that. He's also got Beowulf, Element Light, can fire light as a projectile, Force Edge, summon swords such as Spiral Swords, Blistering Swords, Sword Storm, Heavy Rain, you get the gist, it's all swords. And I guess since, you know, Vergil wasn't really a big character in Devil May Cry 4, he does have Devil Trigger as well and Devil Sin. Like, he's got a devil version of himself, just like Dante did. So, as I mentioned Devil Trigger, they got it here because Vergil has it as well. He's got Superhuman Prowess, Rapid Regeneration, Teleportation, Judgment Cut, which is one of his famous attacks with the Yamato, Dimension Slash, Lunar Phase, Dark Angel, and Devil Trigger. And here are some facts about Vergil. He survived being cut in half, killed 8 demons in 1 second, destroyed 108,000 raindrops in less than 1 second, escaped Arkham's demonic illusion, scales to Dante who caught the Savior's punch, defeat of Arkham, Beowulf, Agnes, Dante. You know, he's basically beat up everybody. Okay, now that we got the facts and trivia out of the way, it is time for us to watch the battle between Sephiroth and Vergil. I'm gonna be completely honest, I genuinely don't know who would win this fight, because like I said, they kind of have similar stuff. In a sense, Sephiroth is like a god, but also Vergil is like one as well. They got so many abilities that are alike, and their swords are alike as well. The only difference I could see is Sephiroth could use his magic, his other forms to the advantage, but if he plans on killing Vergil, I think Vergil could escape by using the Yamato for opening like a portal or something like that, because he's done that before. I don't know who was gonna win. I kind of lean towards more of Sephiroth, maybe because I'm a little bit biased, but I have a feeling maybe Vergil can beat him. Cloud can do it, maybe Vergil can. Yo, Vergil looks like a Chad here.
Who are you?
Vergil did not just say, bitch, who are you? All right, here we go. Oh, shit. Damn, it's so fast! Ooh, a flip! I am very curious as to seeing how Sephiroth is gonna handle Vergil's speed, but vice versa as well, because they're both fast. Oh, he's got Beowulf on, okay. And there we go with the materia, so that's another problem that he's gotta face. See what I mean? They're both fast, and they oh my god, it's just neck and neck with these two. Oh, he's got stabbed, but Vergil can teleport and heal. I just realized something too. Why does Vergil have no eyes? What's going on there?
But are you fast?
Oh no, he's got eyes. I guess he just wasn't blinking. Am I just blind? I don't know what's going on. Oh shit! Judgment Cut! Ooh, One-Wing Angel, here we go! Uh-oh. And I guess this goes into the whole thing where Sephiroth can create illusions to confuse Vergil. I think Vergil is smart enough to figure it out, though, because he faced off against Arkham. In Devil May Cry 3, Arkham was the main villain of that, and he often used, like, illusions to, like, elude Dante, and Vergil, too, I guess. They were both smart enough to figure it out, so I feel like Vergil has a chance here. Oh, shit! beautiful form! I wonder when Sephiroth's gonna change too. Vergil's able to switch between his weapons, you know what I mean? Like, Dante has a lot more than Vergil, but Vergil has Beowulf as well. Sephiroth doesn't exactly have that. He has his sword, but his only other option would be to, like I said, transform or use his materia. Oh, there we go. There goes the sword forms. Different names, you know, I can't remember all of them, but he's got different versions for it. I like how his clone is fighting in the back too. Sephiroth's? He revived.
Supernova.
Oh, he hasn't transformed yet! He's using Supernova!
It pierced the fabric of our dimension, so I cast an illusion to disguise this.
Wait, did he use his Yamato to, like, move? Like, teleport? Is that what he did there?
I'm free.
Oh, shoot! The infamous stabbing! Whoa! I thought Vergil had a chance, but I guess not. Sephiroth had the upper hand. I was voting for Sephiroth, but did not see that coming. So this is their analysis for the ending of the fight, the reason why Sephiroth wins. Like they mentioned, the Yamato is able to cut through anything. It should be obvious because of how powerful that sword is. But I guess the reason why it wasn't able to cut through Matsugane was because in Devil May Cry 3, you see him clash against Dante's rebellion. Dante's sword doesn't break, but my theory is just because they're equal. It's on purpose that's like that. But at the same time, when Lady stepped in during Devil May Cry 3 between their fight of Dante and versus Vergil, the Yamato was stopped by her rocket. So I guess that's their logic there, that the legend of the Yamato blade was exaggerated, which could be the case, but honestly, I don't remember if that's the case or not. So since they're comparing this, and it has big sack on the screen, which I love, they're comparing their strengths and in-game, and there's a lot of instances where the soldiers, either Zack Fair or Cloud Strife, attack things, and it seems like they put their full force into it, but when comparing to Sephiroth, it's kind of like nothing for him. And here's an example of one of their stats here. Sephiroth has 78 strength, and Cloud, or Zack, has 22 strength. So according to them, his strength force is 3.5 billion newtons, while Vergil's is 720 million newton force, which I kind of see anyway. So going back to the comparison that both of them can regenerate and heal themselves, Sephiroth outwins Vergil in this because Sephiroth has the life stream, which is where he gets all his magic, and he has unlimited versions of that because he's kind of integrated into it, like I mentioned earlier. While Vergil's, I feel like it's kind of like it happens once in a while. I guess including my knowledge of Devil May Cry 5, when he did come back into the storyline, it did take a lot out of him in order to get there, and he was very weak, but he still manages to do it. It just took time for him to get there. So in that sense, yes, Sephiroth would beat him out of that because he has unlimited revives, unlike Vergil. So the reason why Sephiroth was able to heal himself during the battle, even though it does take time to cast spells, that he uses illusions, which we see Sephiroth cloning himself during the battle. And as they mentioned in the video, Vergil is susceptible to illusions in the game. It has canonically happened to him in the first game when he turns into Nero Angelo, but it's just because of, I guess, the psyche of Vergil compared to Dante, his obsession of becoming a demon, becoming powerful and everything like that. It is Vergil's weakness, the fact that he rejects his own humanity. I feel like that's the reason why Vergil is so easy to confuse or use illusions on, because of his obsession with power. The only complaint I would have here, and maybe Sephiroth would still win, because I still think he would win, but I feel like the battle could have gone longer if Vergil was able to open a portal with Yamato to, I don't know, teleport or just go somewhere else. But the thing is, I guess since he was just so wrapped up in the illusion, that's the reason why. And also, obviously, Supernova, Sephiroth using Supernova on Vergil for him to, like, be very weak. So our winner is Sephiroth. I kind of expect nothing less. He is a god after all. Now let's take a look at the comments on this video to see what people think. The funniest thing about this fight to me is that Sephiroth's Japanese voice actor is also the Japanese voice of Dante. So this is basically Dante versus Vergil again, which is actually true, and I find that really funny. The scary thing is that we never saw Sephiroth using his full power. It always seems like something stops him from using his full power, or he intentionally doesn't. Can only imagine how powerful he really is. And that's actually very true, because I feel like a lot of the times when you do see the battle between Sephiroth and Cloud, or whoever the case may be, because there's like, you know, Crisis Core and stuff like that, but Sephiroth does hold back sometimes, and I feel like he's aware of like how powerful he is and how powerful Jenova is in general. I think that's the reason why he doesn't go full, you know, powerful. Inaccurate. Vergil didn't spam Judgment Cut 40 times over. That's actually true. When even I play Devil May Cry, just spam Judgment Cut. That's the best way to handle it. Okay, so that was another death battle reaction for Sephiroth versus Vergil. You know, I don't know. This fight I feel like is a lot more accurate compared to Dante and Bayonetta, because I felt like the Bayonetta fight was a little bit weird. Definitely seeing how Sephiroth could have won. I would like to hear people's opinions though, especially now that we have Devil May Cry 5 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. I would like to know what people think, because obviously if a rematch was to happen, I feel like Vergil is serious competition because he's a lot more scarier in Devil May Cry 5. He's become a lot more powerful as well. But also, on the other hand, Sephiroth has changed a lot as well in the remake, because the Sephiroth version in the remake is the One Wing Angel version. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this reaction video to another death battle episode, remember to leave a like. Please let me know in the comments what you think, and if you want me to react to more death battle videos, I'd really appreciate if you guys let me know which one you want to see next, because I saw one for Nathan Drake versus Lara Croft, and I kind of want to look at that one. And as always, please check out ScrewAttack's original video for this death battle. The link is in the description. Please support them. They do an amazing job with the whole death battle series, so please check out their YouTube channel. And like I said, if you guys want more reaction content from me, I do have a reaction channel. Links in the description to that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this and my reaction to this fight. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell button for more reaction videos and more gaming content if you're into that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!